Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
UFC welterweight knockout artist Mike "Platinum" Perry released a statement following his most recent loss, only his second loss in his career, to Santiago Pozinibbio at UFC Winnipeg. And he's not making any excuses, but I've got to admit, after I read his and saw the meme he posted a picture with it, and at the top it says, "I was fucking tired." And that just made me think, you know what would have won the internet? You know what would have been the most golden statement to release after this loss? If Mike Perry would have came out and said, you know, no excuses, I just wasn't efficient with my energy. He's more efficient with his energy tonight. Oh my god, if he would have came out and just used efficient with his energy as like, because you know Mike Perry faded a little bit in the second and third round, which is unfortunate. As a huge fan of Mike "Platinum" Perry, I'm fine with it. I'm still a fan of Mike "Platinum" Perry. He's only 26 years old. Looking forward to seeing his growth in the UFC, and even if he isn't fighting in the UFC in 5 years, I still plan on being a fan whether he's in the LFA, Bellator, or wherever the fuck Mike Perry's at. I'm a fan of the dude, inside and outside of the cage. So even though I did predict the loss last night, and I predicted it to break my heart as it did because I'm a fan of the guy, it is what it is. I'm still a fan. It's crazy the responses I got on the last video, because I'm a fan of Mike Perry, but at the same time in the title I put outclassed or schooled, and people were like, yo, he didn't get schooled, he didn't get outclassed, and at the same time they were like, yo, why are you riding Mike Perry's dick? It's like, damn, which one am I fucking hating him, or am I riding his dick? Like, I literally, it's crazy the response, but hey, it is what it is. I guess it's fucking polarizing. That's what Mike Perry is. He's got a fan following. I am one of the fans. So yeah, I mean, Mike Perry does have some problem he's got to address in his game as far as being more efficient with his energy. And the thing about this fight is I honestly felt like he was being efficient with his energy, as efficient as he could be. He wasn't just having a high output of strikes in the first, you know, like a fucking 23-second combo against the cage in the RDA versus Robbie Lawler fight where you're like, yo, he's about to gas if he don't fucking win right here. It wasn't like that. He was kind of loading up his right hand, he was throwing some kicks, but he wasn't doing too much fucking output with his punches to really where you would just expect him to gas. It might just be the muscle mass he carries. Mike Perry is a bulkier welterweight. Maybe that's what it's got to do with. That's what people talk about when they see Tyron Woodley. You know, he's got to be very efficient with his energy. That could have something to do with why his fights go the way they do, because he's not just gonna rush a guy and tire himself out. And you know what I'm saying? He's got the mass of people. That used to be one of Tyron Woodley's criticisms, and people didn't know where it came from, because Tyron Woodley has been to 5-round fights, but his 5-round fights some people criticize as not the most entertaining. Even though Tyron Woodley will have his big moments, sometimes he's just sitting there loading up and trying to be efficient with his energy. So that's why I felt like Mike Perry was kind of, you know, it wasn't too much output. It wasn't like as I said, it wasn't like he fucking wore out his arms with some crazy combo where he almost finished the fight. Although he's a very heavy puncher, and he did, you know, clip up Santiago Pozinibbio with his heavy hands. Santiago Pozinibbio definitely won the fight, and it was a unanimous decision. So with that being said, Mike Perry's released this statement, and this is what he had to say. Everything was good this week, no excuses. My opponent came with a good game plan and he put together well. My cardio could have been better though. I'll be back and I'll be better. Hashtag fighters fight. It is what it is. I'm not happy with myself, but this will make me better. Next one is the best one. And that's all I can hope for, man. Get in there. You had another decision loss in the UFC. Mike Perry's still never been finished in his professional career. Every single one of his victories is still a knockout, still 100% knockout rate. As far as 11 wins, 11 knockouts. He's lost twice, and it's both been kind of, I wouldn't say the same fight, but it was to a guy that didn't play his game. It was a striker, and they scored a couple of takedowns. They avoided the knockout, and they were able to get the decision. Mike Perry faded a little bit in the fights. So he's just gonna, as he said, and he knows the issue, he addressed it. You know, my cardio could have been a little bit better, or he could have been a little more efficient with his energy, as Conor McGregor would say, but it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you meant in the comments, man. I'm out.
Da 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 da.
It's the motherfucking DOWG.